Okay, Ziki, next is Exodus 2, the birth and youth of Moses. Now a man from the house of Levi went and took to wife a daughter of Levi. Verse 2, the woman conceived and bore a son, and when she saw that he was a godly child, she hid him 3 months. Because remember, Pharaoh was doing genocide. He was having all the boy babies thrown into the Nile River so they would drown. Okay? So Moses' mom hid him for 3 months. Verse 3, and when she could hide him no longer, she took for him a basket made of bulrushes and dabbled it with bitumen and pitch. That means she put waterproof stuff on it. And she put the child in it and placed it among the reeds at the river's brink. Verse 4, and his sister stood at the distance to know what would be done to him. Verse 5, now the daughter of Pharaoh came down to bathe at the river, and her maidens walked beside the river. And she saw the basket among the reeds and sent her maid to fetch it. Verse 6, when she opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the baby was crying. She took pity on him and said, this is one of the Hebrew children. Verse 7, then his sister said to Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and call you a nurse from the Hebrew women to nurse the child for you? Verse 8, and Pharaoh's daughter said to her, go. So the girl went and called the child's mother. Verse 9, and Pharaoh's daughter said to her, take this child away and nurse him for me, and I will give you your wages. So the women took the child and nursed him. Verse 10, and the child grew, and she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she named him Moses, for she said, because I drew him out of the water.
Good.
The next section, Moses flees to Midian. It starts in verse 11. One day when Moses had grown up, he went out to his people and looked on their burdens. And he saw an Egyptian beating an Hebrew, one of his people. Verse 12, he looked this way and that, and seeing no one, he killed the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. Verse 13, when he went out the next day, behold, 2 Hebrews were struggling together. And he said to the man that did the wrong, why did you strike your fellow? Verse 14, he answered, who made you a prince and a judge over us? Do you mean to kill me as you killed the Egyptian? Then Moses was afraid and thought, surely the thing is known. Verse 15, when Pharaoh heard of it, he sought to kill Moses. But Moses fled from Pharaoh and stayed in the land of Midian. And he sat down by a well. Verse 16, now the priests of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. Verse 17, the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. Verse 18, when they came to their father's Reuel, he said, how is it that you have come so soon today? Verse 19, they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and even drew water for us and watered the flock. Verse 20, and he said to his daughters, and where is he? Why have you left the man? Call him that he may eat bread. Verse 21, and Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses his daughter Zipporah. Verse 22, she bore a son, and he called him Gershom. For he said, I have been a sojourner in a foreign land. Verse 23, in the course of those many days, the king of Egypt died, and the son of Israel groaned under their bondage and cried out for help. And their cry under bondage came up to God. Verse 24. Here, read verse 24.
Just one verse.
Read verse 24, son.
And God heard from me, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and Jacob.
Verse 23. Okay, listen. Okay, we're in Exodus. This Exodus 2. This is the last verse. And God saw the sons of Israel, and God knew their condition. Okay, what was the condition of the sons of Israel?
No, the last verse is 25.
Yes, I just read the last verse. Okay, what is the condition of the sons of Israel? God said he knew.
Israelites.
Yes, Jacob's name was Israel, but I told you from now on, when we hear Israelites, are Israel, that's Jacob's descendants. That's a great nation. Okay, their condition is they're slaves in Egypt.
Yeah.
Okay, and Moses, he had to escape, and he's living in Midian, and he has a wifey and a child now. You have any questions about Exodus 2?
No, I'm doing the unit task.
Okay.
Doing it like how.